Hey, Charles Hoffman here from Black Ghost Audio. We're going to be doing a blind shootout between 3 different master bus compressors, including the SSL 4000 G Bus Compressor, the Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor, and the Manley Variable Mu Limiter Compressor. You'll get to hear how these compressors sound applied to 4 different mixes across various genres. I'm going to be using emulations from Universal Audio to do this. Okay, so before getting into the sound comparisons, I do want to go over some of the technical differences between these compressors. This might help you notice certain details about the character of each plugin. Based on the source material or type of mix that you're working with, you may find that your preference changes from one compressor to another. I don't think you'll find that one of these compressors is just objectively better than the others. It's going to be pretty subjective. The SSL G Master Bus Compressor is a voltage-controlled amplifier or VCA compressor. VCA compressors use a control signal to dictate whether or not gain reduction is applied to an audio signal. These are some of the most common types of compressors and often include all the controls you're used to seeing on plugin compressors like attack, release, threshold, ratio, and sometimes a knee. Generally, VCA compressors provide a very precise level of control and a sound that's predictable and clean. In addition to being a popular choice for vocals, VCA compressors are often used for mastering purposes because of the transparency they tend to provide. Specifically, the SSL 4000 G Bus Compressor tends to have a snappy and punchy character. The Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor contains separate optical and discrete dynamic sections providing 2-stage serial dynamics control. You get to benefit from the flavor of 2 styles of compression, or you can optionally bypass each dynamic section if you just want to apply optical style compression or VCA style compression. Hardware optical compressors or optocompressors rely on a light-dependent resistor and a light source to dictate the way in which compression is applied. An optical compressor's input signal illuminates a light source. The more powerful the input signal, the brighter the light will shine. As the light source illuminates, the resistor causes the compressor to apply compression, and when the light source dims, the amount of compression applied is reduced. The thing to keep in mind about optical compressors is that the materials used in their construction significantly affect how they behave. One type of light source may illuminate faster than another, while something as simple as the material the resistor is made of can alter the way compression is applied as well. The Shadow Hills Mastering Compressor's optical section is highly program dependent and provides a 2-stage release time, very similar to an LA2A compressor. It's a great choice for gently taming dynamic range. The discrete section provides precise control over gain, threshold, ratio, attack, and release, so you do have that additional control if necessary. There's also the option to switch between nickel, iron, and steel output transformers. You can switch each transformer type in and out of the signal path. Nickel provides a clean sound, iron delivers a colorful sound, and steel serves up more of a dirty sound. The Manley Variable Mu is a tube limiter and compressor that does a great job of gluing difficult mixes together. It uses the same cutoff style gain reduction found in studio classics like the Fairchild, but it manages to deliver unique, warm-sounding harmonic content and an overall defined sound. Heavily driving a signal into the Manley Variable Mu can result in pleasant distortion. In moderation, a little distortion can suit heavy EDM tracks and metal tracks quite well. Alright, let's get into the audio shootout. I'm going to play 4 songs in total. First, you'll hear each mix without compression applied, followed by a version of the mix labeled A, B, and C. After that, I'll reveal which version contained which plugin. For each song, I'll mix up the order. I'm going to be applying glue compression to each mix, and I'll try my best to use similar settings between plugins. For the most part, I'll have to do this by ear since, for example, I can't select specific attack and release times on the Manley Variable Mu. There's a knob that says attack, but you just have slow, fast, and in between. It's not that specific. On top of that, each compressor has some unique controls, like the Shadow Hills compressor's output transformer options. I'm going to apply these features based on what I think caters to the mix as opposed to intentionally omitting them. At the end of each example, I'll reveal the settings that I used for each plugin. I should also note that the only processing on the master bus will be one of the compressors that we're taking a look at. I'm not going to be adding anything else like an EQ or limiter. So the first track is called Roll It Back by Sky Pilots.
Let's roll it back to the days when I felt alive, when I felt alive. Let's roll it back to the days when I had the drive and my dreams were mine. Let's move forward and figure out what I can do to make myself feel better. Let's roll it back to the days when I felt alive, when I felt alive. Let's roll it back to the days when I felt alive, when I felt alive. Let's roll it back to the days when I had
Alright, A was the SSL, B was the Manley, and C was the Shadow Hills. Overall, I was aiming for around 2 to 3 decibels of gain reduction. This song is called Main Squeeze by Stumbles.
She just wanna be my main squeeze. Stuck in the trap, I can't live. I've been cooking for like 4 weeks. Team gloss, you really go to. She just wanna be my main squeeze. Stuck in the trap, I can't live. I've been cooking for like 4 weeks. Team gloss, you really go to. She just wanna be my main squeeze. Stuck in the trap, I can't live. I've been cooking for like 4 weeks. Team gloss, you really go to. She just wanna be my main squeeze. Stuck in the trap, I can't live. I've been cooking for like 4 weeks. Team gloss, you really go to.
A was the Shadow Hills, B was the SSL, and C was the Manley. This time I was aiming for about 2 decibels of gain reduction. This track is called Dark Prince Rising by Virtus. A was the Manley, B was the Shadow Hills, and C was the SSL. This mix, I'm hitting a little harder with 2 to 4 decibels of gain reduction. We're going to end this off with a chill acoustic song that my cousin Daniel Croft wrote. It has a nice live feeling and it's called Get to Know Me.
So draw me by number and color me in. Then put me in your pocket and I'll be your friend. So draw me by number and color me in. Then put me in your pocket and I'll be your friend. So draw me by number and color me in. Then put me in your pocket and I'll be your friend. So draw me by number and color me in. Then put me in your pocket and I'll be your friend.
A was the SSL, B was the Manley, and C was the Shadow Hills. I'm applying around 3 decibels of gain reduction here, and I decided to bypass the discrete section of the Shadow Hills, so there was only optical compression being applied. In the other examples, both dynamic sections were engaged, each making up a portion of the total compression applied. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how these compressors sound applied to a variety of sound sources. If you only produce acoustic music and you really love how the Manley variable mu sounded on Get to Know Me, you might want to demo it and explore that plugin a little bit further. If this video helped you out, give it a like and make sure to subscribe to the Black Ghost Audio YouTube channel for more music production tips and shootouts like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Dark Prince Rising.